It's good, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Gold, as you all know. Now welcome to Kokwe Radio and Television Station. Station where they given a back-to-back as they happen. As the suburb of Obodo, Nigeria. Still on top this matter with the shell for Obodo, Nigeria. And still on the state of emergency where they happen here and there. Now we say, make we bring this update for now. Make it not be like saying now only you they hear the amebo. I been only me they hear the amebo and no bring the amebo come your domot. So that may you no stress yourself, may you not talk say for too much. I been up and no bring light. If I take the suburb, this one, the whole body. On top this matter, I say again, if you never subscribe to this YouTube channel, try as much as possible. Make it take pitching come. Make it not be like say now only me. The hearer. Alright, to one that shall never end. It has come again, or it don't shell it. Another bombshell in the camp of Tinubu and his co-governmental workers. As YUSUF don't come, he don't come analyze the Tinubu government. He said as far as she is concerned, for on top of this Nigeria, that's the way the country they take suburb they go. So we don't have government. Government no day. If you see the way he take a talk, it go shock you. Woman where they speak like a man, when not they fear, when not the suburb for the area, we be saying that the advocate of the people by the people and of the people himself. Yeah, so she don't come talk. Now I say make her come bring this amebo come our hearing, make it take what you come. We watch the video sharply.
So first of all, for me, APC was not elected. APC, they rigged their way into office. That's my own opinion. Aisha Yusufu, that's my name. And I'm not putting water in my mouth when I say it. So that's on one part. In terms of the political space, it's not bleak. It's extremely bright. Governance, yes, it's bleak. It's been bleak for like over 8 years. We've been there over the time, like over a decade. And that's why we got to where we are today. But I can tell you something. In 2018, I think, 2017, 2018, it took a lot to even tell Nigerians, we were doing the red card movement. And we were saying to Nigerians, look, there can be an option outside of APC and PDP, outside of the two main two main parties. And many people didn't believe. Many people, people thought we were crazy. We were going all around the country, speaking about this thing. Today, people have seen that it's not only an option, but it's doable and it can be done. And for me, that's a huge thing. In nation building takes, it's very slow. So it's not something that, oh, you expect that, yes, you do this and then you get in there and that's it. No, it's very slow. I mean, there are a lot of setbacks. So as far as one must do, and this is something that I constantly do, is that you must continuously look at the little wins and check them. If I look at where we used to be, where young people didn't bother about politics, where a lot of citizens weren't bothered, people didn't even understand the relationship between governance and their lives. And I look at them like, politically, yes, we've gone a long way. But in terms of governance, of course, it's bleak because it has been there for over a decade. Even when we're on the streets, those are part of the things. Governance had gone, haywire. And today where we are, there's no government in Nigeria. That's one thing. There's no government. We're just on autopilot. We're just free-flowing. Yes, there's someone who claims he's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. There's someone, but people are not feeling the impact of governance. It's not about you carrying the key, getting yourself sworn in and being at Aso Villa and being able to appoint ABCD. It's about what positive impact have you made in people's lives. If you've not made any positive impact in people's lives, come on. You can, how do they put it? It could be like paracetamol, but no fit be paracetamol. I forgot the other name, Shabe. I no one do advert for somebody.
All right, so welcome back from that wonderful clip where you just watch, where just suburb now. Okay, still, it never finished. Aisha Yusufu went further to explain the difference between party and the candidate. That in fact, she is not supporting, she's not a member, neither is a supporter of Labour Party, but she is a supporter of the Labour Party candidate, which is His Excellency Peter Obi. Say the man of the people, where Sabi Ododo. Say therefore, he himself will not be a member of the Labour Party. In fact, as they talk right now, say he never registered to be member of the Labour Party. He said, but she is a supporter of the candidate where Sobobo, and they won't know the doings. He says, so therefore, they advise the people because she as a person, she's an advocate of the people. So therefore, making people they support candidate and not be party. Here as she take talk on.
I'm a member of the Labour Party. So I am a supporter of Mr. Peter Obi, and there are candidates of that have come out.
So you had nothing really to do with the Labour Party? I mean,
well, I've supported some of their candidates, but I've never been a member. Up to now, I've not yet been a member of a party, but anytime that I am, definitely to be made public. It's part of the things that I also need to do, and a lot of Nigerians need to do, because at the end of the day, the parties, there are no internal democracies in these parties, and these parties are the ones that give us the people that will govern us. We need to have people in the parties, all the parties that are out there, whether there are new ones or whatever. We need to have people that would ensure that the best are the ones that are fielded,
but obviously
not the worst.
You were willing to work within the machinery of the Labour Party because Peter Obi was the presidential candidate, so you couldn't have supported him in isolation from the Labour Party.
So when you say I don't know whether it's really within the machinery, because I was his supporter. I worked with him. So I wasn't really in the machinery of but of course, because Peter Obi was running under Labour, yes, I did support Labour and other candidates whom I felt, their competence, they had the competence, character, capacity to lead. Like even the 2023 election in Enugu State, I supported Frank Weke Jr., who was running under ABGA. For me, it's always been, I've always said it, I think in the last 5, 6, 7 years, I've always said that for me, it's more about candidates rather than the parties. Because at the end of the day, we need people that will really go in there and work. But what we've seen is that there's no incentive for the parties that we have right now, for them to give us credible candidates. They would rather bring in candidates that they can control, candidates that they know corruption would be nothing to them. They'll be ready to partake in those with integrity, those that will not partake in the corruption and all of that. They usually don't bring them. And the way it is, because of the rigging that normally would happen, they just feel that the people are powerless. Initially, we used to have citizens not bothered about the election. They don't come out to vote. Of course, when citizens don't come out to vote, it makes it easy for them, to just declare, the people that vote them, they get declared as winners. But now that citizens are coming out, and they are coming out with rigging, we as citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria need to find a way to mitigate the rigging, to mitigate the violence, and ensure that the will of the people is what counts. It doesn't matter who the people vote for. It's democracy. Just allow the will. If the people decide that they're going to vote a stone, so be it. Let the stone be the person in charge.
But I'm wondering who you blame for the crisis that's engulfed the Labour Party today, because obviously, by extension, you had affiliations with the party, because someone has suggested that it is as a result of, or some people have suggested that it's as a result of infiltration from the ruling APC party. Others have suggested that without the active leadership of Peter Obi and the support of the likes of you, being in the Labour Party is like swimming in a river full of hungry crocodiles who call themselves politicians. I mean, I wonder what your thoughts are on that.
Well, for me, so I'm trying to look at it and look at where it's all of that coming from. It's when they say infiltration, I mean, that's normal. Everybody infiltrates. It's part. You send some people who are loyal to you to certain parties or whatever.
To disrupt things.
Well, whether to disrupt or to have an ear on the ground and know what is happening and be able to spy on the other one. Sometimes these are some of the things, that happen. So that should not be a reason why anybody should say that's why, whether there are crises or no crisis. But I think, and also when we look at people who always say Mr. Peter Obi should have taken charge of the party and done all of that, do we really want democracy? If we want democracy, democracy have to start from parties, internal party democracy. What we are used to in Nigeria is the fact that there's one person who controls the machinery of the party, so hijacks the party, owns it, puts all the money out there, makes all the decisions, and that was what, people are also expecting of Mr. Peter Obi. I was also on his case, and I was like, repeated, like, it's like, no, you need to. Then, it dawned on me, and when we kept having our conversation, like, okay, we're doing the same thing when we want a dictator to be in charge of the party and hold the party and make them by force be online rather than allowing democracy.
All right, so welcome back from that one again. You never finish. Another man don't come on the arrest TV again. can't oppose waiting Yusuf. I say Yusuf talk, say though she be advocate of the people, but then politics and party, if you are not supporting party, if you're only supporting the candidate, there will be problem because when the person emerge into that position, he go take it very hard to take a solve the problem or to bring the both the supporter of the candidate and the party on the same page. His name na Okereke Chibuzo Okereke na be the one a public political analyst. Siam.
As you do advocacy and activism, you have to really realize that you will not be able to change so much from the outside except from the inside. But also, I agree with her, especially on the point that the political parties need to reform. And this is very key. But even at the Labour Party, you can also see the disarticulation in terms of leadership, arrangement, and what have you. On one hand, you have a group of people who say, we identify with an individual and not a party. And this is the problem, because even if that individual emerges and goes into office, you're still going to have problem trying to balance interests between those people in the movement and those in the political parties. Who is going to be more prominent in running the government, because the individual will not be able. And also the party machinery, if it's properly designed, is able to checkmate that individual. But if we focus on individual, it becomes a problem in how we govern. For instance, all the parties have structure at the world level, local government, state, and federal. And you discover that after elections, this world leadership of the parties don't even meet. So if they don't meet, hold world meetings, how are you able to articulate the problems of the people related to the state assembly member, House of Reps, Senate, and even the people at the executive camp? So for me also, the point she raised about funding for elections, in terms of the amount we buy forms, I think that if you look at the philosophy of democracy for legitimacy, popular participation, and inclusion, and the political parties do not own the positions they are fielding people to vie for. Therefore, they cannot peg the price for and which people should. People that kind of money. The qualification for contesting for party primaries should be your financial standing within the party in terms of dues payment and not the charge for a form. So I think that the reform we are doing now should target making sure that there is zero payment for forms, because this is not party chairmanship. You are talking about national election. So the party cannot take over the country.
Right, but isn't that a way of whittling out people?
Which is discriminatory.
No, I understand that, but I mean, in the context of Nigeria, you're going to have people, you're going to have people deluge the party with the desire to become candidates, and that's going to create another logistical nightmare.
Absolutely. So for me, it's very wrong, and the practice is even becoming more problematic, because as the day go by, there is no form of regulation as to at what price or rate should a party nomination or expression of interest go for. And that is a problem. That on its own is against the natural course of democracy that calls for inclusion and popular participation.
I think at this point, it's very glaring. All of us know, say, guy won't be whenever be before on top this Nigeria matter. And with the way things they take support for this country, it is so glaring that truly we don't have a government. We only have, the INEC Chiamo, the INEC Presido, which is the Tunubu, the Jagaban, aka Jagajaga, Abi. You won't beat me, no be true, no be Jagajaga. Waiting, don't even reach for the country. Incidentally, my guy, man, they busy, the Jagajaga everywhere. And one use the taxi kill also for this Obodo Nigeria. Person whenever chop, it's a big competitors, whenever have suburb, you never belly food, never have no thing for competent. Don't be wickedness with that. So, therefore, for this junction, I want to come my man to hold that.